Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Anuta, the Crochet World, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my videos. And today we're going to do this beautiful pattern, a unisex pattern for a hat, a winter hat or a cap. Here it is. And the pattern looks like this, and the size of this hat, it is about 32 and a half centimeters or 12 and a half inches. Yeah, and the circumference of this hat, it is about 8 inches or 21 centimeters wide, but you can always stretch this work. So whenever you are having the measurements, just keep in mind that this is rib stitches and you can always stretch this stitches so they will stretch out. So have your measurements as per your requirements. So always keep in mind that this will stretch out. And about the height, you can always adjust your height by turning up your brim like this. So this will be a brim part, and you can adjust your brim part and you can adjust the size of this hat as well. And here for this particular project, I've used my 100% cotton yarn, and for this one I've used a 5 mm of the hook. So let's begin. So here it is. We're going to start with a slip knot, and we're going to chain up 56 here, 5 6. So it's 1 2 3 4 5 6, 55 and 56. So here it is. We got over this 56 chains, and now we're going to turn our work. So turn your work, and I'm going to work at the back side of my this chains. And here I'm going to skip my this first chain, and I will go to the second chain here, and we'll insert my hook into my this second chain, and we'll have one single crochet here. Now keep on having one single crochet on each chain until the end of your chains, and by the end you're gonna have your 55 single crochets for this row number 1. So keep on having one single crochet on each chain, and I'm gonna meet you after my this row number 1 with my 55 single crochets. Here it is. Here it is. We got over this 55 single crochets, and now for your row number 2, chain 1 and turn your work. Now this is your chain 1 and this is your first stitch. Here we're going to work on the rib stitches. So here we're going to take the back loop over this first stitch. So this is your first stitch, and you're going to take over this one loop, the back loop of our first stitch. So here insert your hook into this back loop of your this first stitch, and grab a yarn and have one single crochet. Go to this next stitch, insert your hook, grab a yarn and have one single crochet. Again, go to this next stitch, insert your hook, grab a yarn and have one single crochet. Now all of your these stitches will be back loop only stitches, back loop only single crochets, and we're going to work on our first 43 stitches only. So here keep on counting your stitches. These are the 3 stitches. I'm going to work another 40 stitches here, 40. So in total, I'm going to work on this 43 stitches here, and I'll be here somewhere, and I'm going to have my 43 single crochets, all back loop only. So it's 1 2 3, go up to your 43 stitches, and I'm going to meet you after my 43 single crochets, back loop only for my this row number 2. Here it is. I got my this 43 single crochets. So first 43 stitches, have one single crochet on each stitch. All of your stitches, your single crochets will be back loop only, and here it is. This is my last stitch, my 43rd back loop only single crochet, and I'm going to go to this next stitch. Now this is my 44th stitch. I'm going to go to this next stitch, and again I'm going to take the back loop of my this next stitch, and we'll insert my hook, and we'll grab the yarn, and we'll have a slip stitch here. So pull your yarn through all of your loops, and here it is. Your 44th stitch will be a slip stitch back loop only, and here it is. You got your 44 stitches, and now chain 1 and turn your work for your round number or row number 3. Now here again we're going to have one single crochet on each stitch until the end of our this work stitches. So here in total you're going to have your 44 single crochets back loop only. So here this is your chain 1, this is your slip stitch from your previous row. So go to this stitch, insert your hook into this back loop. Now onwards, we're going to have our all stitches back loop only stitches. So insert your hook into this back loop of this next stitch and grab a yarn and have one single crochet here. Have one single crochet, and now keep on having one single crochet on each stitch until the end of your rows, and you're going to have your 44 single crochets, all back loop only for your row number 3, and I'm going to meet you at the end. Remember, all of your stitches will be back loop only stitches. Here it is. For my row number 3, I got my this 44 single crochets, all back loop only. And now for your row number 4, chain 1 and turn your work. Again, this is your chain 1. We're going to skip over this chain 1. We will go to this first stitch, and here we're going to have our back loop of this first stitch. We'll grab the yarn and we'll have one single crochet here. Go to this next one, insert your hook into the back loop, grab a yarn and have one single crochet, and now keep on having one single crochet on each stitch until your this last stitch. So you're going to have your 44 stitches. So have your 44 single crochets, all back loop only for your row number 4, and I will tell you what to do in here at the end. So keep on having your one single crochet on each stitch, and you're going to have your 44 stitches until this stitch, until this one, and I'm going to meet you here. So have your 44 back loop only single crochets for this row number 4, and I'm going to meet you at my 44th stitch. And here it is. I got my this 44 single crochets for my round number 4, and now this is your last 44th stitch, and we will go to this next stitch here on over this round number 1 or row number 1. So insert your hook into this next stitch. This stitch is already taken. We have already worked on this stitch. This is your last slip stitch of your round number or row number 4. You're gonna go to this round number 1 or row number 1 and insert your hook into the back loop of this stitch here and grab a yarn, and here you're going to have your 45th stitch, 45th single crochet back loop only. Here it is, and it will look like this. Now we will go to this next stitch of our row number 1, and here insert your hook into the back loop and grab a yarn and have one slip stitch here. So have one single crochet and one slip stitch here, and both the stitches will be back loop only stitches. Here it is, and it will look like this. And now chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to have one single crochet on each stitch, and this time for this row number 5, we're going to have our 46 single crochets. So here again, this is your chain 1. Go to this next stitch. This is your slip stitch from your previous round. Insert your hook into the back loop of this stitch and grab a yarn and have one single crochet. Now keep on having one single crochet on each stitch until the end of your rows, and you're going to have your 46 single crochets, all back loop only, and I'm going to meet you at the end of this row number 5. And here it is. At the end of my round number or row number 5, I'm here, and I got my this 46 single crochets, all back loop only. Now for your row number 6, chain 1, turn your work, and go to this first stitch, have your back loop, insert your hook, grab a yarn and have one single crochet. Now keep on having one single crochet on each stitch for your this row number 6, until your this last stitch, and you're going to have your 46 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you after that. Here it is. Got my this 46 single crochets for my row number 6, and now again we will go to this row number 1 and we will take over this next stitch. So this stitch is already taken. We will go to this next stitch, and again we will insert our hook into this next stitch of our row number 1. We will take the back loop only, and we'll grab the yarn and we'll have one single crochet here. And now we will go to this next stitch of our row number 1. Insert your hook into the back loop and grab a yarn and have one slip stitch here. So this is your one single crochet back loop only and one slip stitch back loop only, and this is the end of our row number 6. Now chain 1, turn your work, and insert your hook into this first stitch. This is your slip stitch from your previous round. Grab the back loop and grab a yarn and have one single crochet. Keep on having one single crochet on each stitch, and by the end of this row number 7, you're gonna have your 48 single crochets, and I'm gonna meet you at the end. Here it is at the end of my round number 7. Got my 48 single crochets, and now chain 1, turn your work, go to this first stitch, insert your hook into the back loop, grab yarn and have 1 single crochet. Now here for your round number 8, have 1 single crochet on each stitch. All of your stitches will be back loop only, and go up to your 48 stitches, and I'm going to meet you on my 48th stitch. Here it is after my round number 8. Got my this 48 single crochets, and now I will go to this round number 1. We'll take this back loop of my this next stitch and we'll grab the yarn and we'll have 1 single crochet here. And I will go to this next stitch, insert my hook into the back loop of my this next stitch, we'll grab the yarn and we'll have 1 slip stitch. So here it is. This is my 1 single crochet and 1 slip stitch. And now chain 1, turn your work for your round number 9 and have 1 single crochet on each stitch until the end of this row, and you're going to have your 50 single crochets. All of your stitches will be back loop only, and I'm going to meet you at the end. Here it is at the end of my round number 9. It looks like this here. Now for your round number 10, again chain 1, turn your work, insert your hook into this first stitch, take the back loop, grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet, and keep on having 1 single crochet on each stitch until you're this end of the row, and you're going to have your 50 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you on my 50th single crochet. All of your single crochets will be back loop only. Here it is at the end of my round number 10. I got my this 50 single crochets, and now again I will go to this row number 1. We'll grab the next stitch, the back loop, and we'll insert my hook into the back loop only. We'll grab the yarn and we'll have 1 single crochet here, and again go to this next stitch of your row number 1 and insert your hook into the back loop, grab a yarn and have 1 slip stitch. Here it is. You got your 1 single crochet and 1 slip stitch for your row number 10, and now chain 1, turn your work and have 1 single crochet on each stitch until the end of this row number 11, and by the end you're going to have your 52 single crochets. All of your stitches will be back loop only. Here it is at the end of my this row number 11. I got my this 52 single crochets. Now chain 1, turn your work, insert your hook into this first stitch, take the back loop and grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. And now for your row number 12, keep on having 1 single crochet on each stitch. All of your stitches will be back loop only until the end of this row, and you're going to have your 52 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you on my 52nd single crochet. Here it is after my row number 12. Got my 52 single crochets, and now again we will go to this row number 1 and we will have the next stitch, insert your hook into the back loop of your next stitch and grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet here. Go to this next stitch, insert your hook and grab your yarn and have 1 slip stitch here. So 1 single crochet and 1 slip stitch. So here it is. And now this is the end of your row number 12. Chain 1, turn your work, and for your row number 13, keep on having 1 single crochet on each stitch, and all of your stitches will be back loop only, single crochets. And by the end of this row number 13, you're going to have your 54 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you at the end. Here it is at the end of my round number 13. It looks like this. And now for your round number 14, again chain 1, turn your work, go to this first stitch, insert your hook into the back loop of your first stitch, grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. Now keep on having 1 single crochet on each stitch until the end of this row. And for your this row number 14, go up to your stitch number 54, and I'm gonna meet you at my 54th stitch. So until your stitch number 54, have 1 single crochet on each stitch. All of your stitches will be back loop only. And here it is at the end of my round number 14. Got my this 54 single crochets, and now for my round number 14, I'm gonna go to this last stitch. Now this is my 55th stitch, last stitch. So insert your hook into this last stitch of your row number 1 and grab your yarn. Remember, I'm taking the back loop only, and have 1 single crochet here. So have your last single crochet here. We are not going to have any slip stitch here, just one single crochet for your row number 14. And here it is. It is the end of your part 1. Now we're going to repeat our row number 1 until our row number 14 until our required length. So here keep on repeating your part 1. I'm going to repeat this part 1 for another 4 times. So I'm going to have this part 1 for 5 times in total. So again, for your round number 15, that's going to be your round number 1, and for that chain 1, turn your work and have 1 single crochet on each stitch. And as you have 55 single crochets, all back loop only for your round number 1, here again on your round number 15, you're going to have 55 single crochets. All of your stitches will be back loop only, and I'm going to meet you at the end of my row number 15. Remember, we are repeating our row number 1 here. So here it is. At the end of my row number 15, it looks like this. I got this 55 single crochets. I've repeated my row number 1 here. Now, for our row number 16, we're going to repeat our row number 2. So again, chain 1, turn your work, and here we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch for our first 43 stitches. Remember, for only 43 stitches. So it's 1, 2, 3. Go up to only 43 stitches and have 1 single crochet on each stitch for your first 43 stitches. All of your stitches will be back loop only single crochets. For your row number 16, we're going to repeat row number 2 here. So here it is. I got this 43 single crochets, all back loop only for my row number 16 here. And now, as what we have done on row number 2, we're going to go over this next stitch of our row number 15 here. And I will insert my hook into the back loop of this next stitch, and we'll grab the yarn and we'll have 1 slip stitch here, like this. So have only 1 slip stitch here for your row number 16, as we are repeating our row number 2 here. Now again, for your row number 17, we're going to repeat our row number 3. So just chain 1 and have 1 single crochet here. And now keep on repeating your row number 1 to 14 until your required length. All you can have is just measure up your row number 1 to 14 here and repeat your required length. For your circumference, just repeat the required length and repeat your pattern until you require. I'm going to repeat this row number 1 to 14 for 5 times. So this is the 1 time, and I'm going to repeat for next 4 times. So in total, I'm going to repeat this pattern for about 5 times, and I'm going to meet you after that. But if you want your hat to be a bigger one, you need a wider space, a bigger circumference, you can always repeat your row number 1 to 14 for more times. You can go up to your 6 times. That's going to be enough for large size. And as well as if you want this hat to be a smaller one, you can reduce the number of repeats. So you can repeat this row number 1 to 14 for next 3 times, 4 times. It's totally up to you. I'm going to repeat this row number 1 to 14 for 5 times, and I'm going to repeat it for another 4 times, and I'm going to meet you after that. And here it is. I've completed my row number 70 here. I've repeated my pattern, my row number 1 to 14 for 5 times, and here it is. It looks like this from the top and from the bottom. You can always have your measurements here, so that's going to be all right. And now, after this last row, we're going to attach over this 2 parts together. So here I've got this last stitch. I'm just going to secure this last stitch here, and I will take needle here and secure this last stitch, and this is your foundation chain, and this is your last row. Take the front loop of this last stitch and take the back loop of this foundation chain like this, and just secure this two parts together, attach them. Again, go to this next stitch, have the front loop of your this second stitch. Again, go to this second part, this is your foundation chain, and have your back loop of your this foundation chain and attach your this hat. And now keep on attaching on your all of these stitches until here, and I'm going to meet you here. Here it is. I've attached my this two parts, and now for this top, just insert your this needle like this here. We're gonna go all the way around. Grab your this top parts and simply attach your all of these stitches together, so it will be no loops here. This. Here it is. It's all nice, tight and secure. If you want, you can have a second layer as well, but it is all tight for me. It's nice and tight. All I can do is I can have a second layer like this, just to finish up my this round here. And now tie up your this two ends together and hide your this ends in, and I'm gonna meet you after that. Here it is. I've attached my this all the parts on the top and this part, and here it is. I've put my this ends in as well, and here we're gonna turn our work, and it looks like this. It's all done. Now you can turn your this bottom part to create a brim, and here it is. It looks like this here. And I hope you have liked my today's tutorial. If you have liked, please like, share and comment on my videos, and please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you into the next video. Till then, bye.